Hi, this is Steve Hultquist for RedSeal, and this is the seventh in our 8-part series, Certifying Your Network with RedSeal. In this video, we're going to take a look at how you can use RedSeal to verify your network security policy. As you know, industry best practice is that you divide your network into security zones and that you make sure that access between the zones reflects your intended policy. RedSeal allows you to reflect that security policy within the system so that you can see at a glance whether or not your network actually implements your intended security policy. You see here that out of the entire set of interzone access paths, 10 of them are showing warnings, 3 are showing failures, and the balance, 9 of them, are passing the policy. What do we mean by this? Well, let's take a look at the policy itself. You can see the policy here. We have a number of zones like threats and DMZ and the core and so on. And between each of them, I have created rules that reflect the security policy for this particular network. And you can see that we have red arrows, yellow arrows, and green arrows. The red is showing that RedSeal found access where I told it none was allowed. The yellow is showing where RedSeal found access and I said the access needed to be approved. There's been no approvals made yet. And the green, in this case light green, is showing that it passes the policy but there's no access actually found between those zones right now. Now let's take a look at a couple of these. First off, from threats to corporate. We saw this in an earlier video. You can see that TCP port 22 access was found, and this is forbidden access. Now, it's probably true that you don't want this access. So here's an example of RedSeal finding access that you never would have known existed and allowing you to drill all the way down and once again use detailed path to understand where that was allowed. Similarly, you'll see here that from threats to the DMZ, there are a number of ports that are allowed. Now, most of these are what you would expect. Port 21, port 25, 53, and so on. These are ports that may very well be intentionally allowed. One of the things that I can do here is create what RedSeal calls a business decision to actually approve this access. So I'm going to add these and save it. And then I'm going to ask RedSeal to update its compliance reading. So it'll take a moment to do that. And now that it has updated its compliance analysis, you'll see that that arrow has changed from being yellow to being green. All of the access that RedSeal found is access that has been approved. This has been Steve Hultquist with the 7th in our 8-part video series on certifying your network with RedSeal. This time we took a look at how RedSeal's access analysis can verify your network security policy. Thank you for joining me.